right, so I got both my bags, one for coaching, the other for playing in some amateur soccer league that I'm in. And now I'm ready to go for training for my 2014s, 8 years old, man. I'm so excited coaching these guys. So this is the start of a journey of soccer being more than just a sport. You know, as much as I love this game of soccer, I wouldn't be coaching if it was only about soccer. My goal is to use soccer as a tool to create leaders from the players that I coach, so that regardless of whatever they do in life, they have the skill set to lead a team and to give life to whatever team they lead in whatever they do, so that in the work that they do with other people, that it's not just about doing a job. It becomes something to look forward to. So I want them to be able to carry all these skill sets, and I'm learning as well. I've been through several books, and I've been writing down notes, and most importantly, applying it with the players that I coach. That's the most important thing for me, is applying what I learn. And this is just another day, and I've just started. I'm a few months in, but it's a 10-year process. So I'm very excited, and I want to get to the point where the players are so influential and are such great leaders that whenever we play games, I don't even have to coach anymore. I don't have to lead the team, because they're leading each other. And it gets to a point where when other people see us play, they want to copy us. They want to be like us. And we produce results. We produce winning results. For me, it's not about winning, but the issue is, if it's not about winning in sports, unfortunately, many people don't care. But my goal isn't about sports. It's about creating leaders. So I'm very excited about it. But I wanted to spread out to the community. I wanted to infect the community in a positive way by giving us more leaders, so that whenever kids are done playing sports, even if they do make pro, whenever they retire, they're not left hanging. A lot of the times when we see athletes, we look at like the richest athletes ever, and that's all we see, but we don't realize there are so many other athletes that have to live their lives, and unfortunately their lives take a dramatic drop in terms of quality because all they had was soccer. But I want to change that. I had the experience of doing everything I could to go pro, and it didn't work out for me. And in my opinion, it's not because I wasn't good enough, it's because God didn't want me to pursue it, because I did everything and then some to become pro. But part of it was my choice too. I'll explain that later. But I love doing this. I love doing this, coaching kids in this manner. And this is the first practice that you'll be watching. One of you do a whole... Teddy, come back.
Here, can we take turns?
Hold on. One of you do one whole one with Teddy and make sure he understands it.
I got it.
Right, so even though as a coach I could just do it by myself and just show them, and it may be a lot quicker. This may take longer, but when they get in the habit of doing this over time, they're going to get in the habit of being able to lead their teammates. So it takes a long time now, but the more they do it, the quicker it's going to be. It's going to be a part of them. It's going to be who they are. They're going to be open to talk and give suggestions.
creepy. Coach Kevin's recording you.
Show Teddy. Good.
And then I against the defender. Not like that, Teddy. Like this. It's a one push. Show it up. Do that or quickly? Yeah, good. Do I do the same thing? No, you go diagonal, Teddy.
All right, so this is why most coaches, they would be like, oh, let me just show the kids the drill by myself. But the thing is that you don't give them the opportunity to lead. So here, even though it takes a long time, they're getting the opportunity to lead.
Then I'm just good. Same thing.
What I did, no, it's not. The only thing I care about is everybody does it right 2 times. So I did a challenge here with the players where they have to do the same drill perfectly. Like everyone has to do every part of the drill correctly. They can come back and make mistakes. I'm gonna watch them, but I'm not gonna say anything. So they came up with a plan of the best way to do that so that they know everyone doesn't make a mistake, or if they do make a mistake, they go back and correct it. And they came up with that plan on their own because I don't like to restrict them. Even if it takes longer to start the drills, I like to let them plan and come up with their way that they think is best. And a lot of the times it's actually better than my way.
To finish, and then when they finish, the other person can spectate what they do.
And Lyndon, you said because they don't get it wrong is what you said.
Don't get it wrong, and they don't have to start over.
All right, so I want to go over in more detail what I talked about in the training. I know it wasn't cut and clear, but basically in a drill like this where coaches teach players, a lot of the times in every single drill, it's the coach doing all the talking and the players just listen. The players follow. Even if a player understands it well, uh, the coach has to explain it to each and every player. And a lot of the times, this is something like a business thing too. You probably notice in business where everything that's taught, one person has to teach everybody. And so everyone else is just developing a group of followers. You just follow the leader, that's it. So you're not developing leaders. And it takes time, which is why I understand a lot of people do it. But in my readings of leadership and creating leaders, there's 4 steps, I believe it is. The first step number 1 is, and by the way, before I even go to the steps, I know I talked about coaches showing everyone, and this is normally the fastest way to do things, because if you look at my drills, if I recorded them long enough, you'll see how long it takes for players to explain a drill to another player. And then because it's the first time they're ever doing it, they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the best way to go about it. But the first thing in creating leaders and helping people demonstrate, so that not only do I develop the capability to teach others, but I'm giving other people a chance to teach others, to lead others, and to be comfortable in that position to the point that it's second nature, that they no longer have to think about it. It's been ingrained in them from the time they were little kids, and they're going to do that for several years. So that's going to be normal position. And then when they do this, they're going to learn, okay, what's the best way to communicate instructions to other people? When I do this, people respond this way. When I do this, people respond that way. So by the time they're a certain age, they will have already mastered these skills. Of course, there's always room to grow, but they will have mastered it. But the first step for me in developing leaders, step number one, is for me to show them how to do it. That's the first step. Step number two is for them to do the drill while I am watching, so that while I am watching, I make sure that they do the drill correctly. Once they are able to do that, then I let them do the drill by themselves without me watching. When they are already good enough to do that, then you let them teach others who need help. So some players will get something faster than another player, or some players really have just done it more because they've attended more practices where they had to master this skill. So the last step is getting those people who understand it, who can do it without the coach. Now they're teaching the newer players. So where I would normally lead them, now they're leading those players. And this is what I want, because not only do I know that these skills can be applicable regardless of what area you do in life, I do also know that this will help me create a stronger team, a stronger bond within the players. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. And even when I give these things out, I'm still a beginner, but I spend a lot of time in how can I develop better leaders and applying it. And I am a beginner, but I'm so invested in this because I believe so strongly in it, because there's so many athletes, even from my story, where you're like, you played so many years in the game and you're like, okay, is that it? Is that the best years of my life? Are they gone? Am I never gonna do anything great again? I just go to a normal job, which is fine. Nothing, nothing wrong with a normal job, but my look is, if I'm with kids for 10 years and at the end of those 10 years, all they can do is kick a soccer ball, then I've done something wrong. Obviously, there's other things they learn, but they have to be able to apply these things to other areas in their life. Otherwise, it's not success.